All right, what's happening? What's going on? Good evening, Twitter, YouTube, everybody else. I normally don't drop any midweek videos, but I figured I'd try one this evening. Quite the sell-off on the markets today, and the phrase that I have today, while I was day trading with our group, was that at some point the market has to respect technicals. Okay, so we're looking at the standard S&P 500 on the daily chart here. We tapped the moving EMA, exponential moving average 200, and rejected there on the daily chart here, right? And as I was flowing through the day, we were in and out of trades pretty quickly. Okay, the SPY and the Qs ran up to highs in the pre-market, and I just knew that majority of the meat or the money to be made was in the pre-market, and it always tends to be like that when you have a major catalyst, or and today was PPI, producer price index. And so the Qs and the SPY never made new highs throughout the day. So as I was flowing through the day, I was looking at various charts, various time frames, and I'll show you guys my mindset today when we started to buy puts. And it ended up to be ended up very well. So real quick, all right, S&P 500 got rejected off the EMA 200 on the daily chart here. All right, and I'm going to give you some targets for tomorrow. So just hang on tight. We got my weekly target for the Qs of 292.10 hit nearly perfect. It actually hit 294 in the pre-market, and we pulled back here. Over on the SPYs, our weekly target so far was 407, and it looks pretty sketchy at this point. Throughout the day, I was looking at all the charts. Even with the move on the SPYs and the Qs this morning, we had very low volume throughout the market. It wasn't until the news hit around 12 Eastern, I'm sorry, 1 or 2 Eastern, where, the whole thing about Ukraine and Poland, et cetera. And that was when the volume kicked in. As you notice, right, over the last several days or over the last 5 trading days, we had a nice huge run here from the lows of 263 to the highs of 294 on the Qs, and all that was happening was on very low volume. And today the volume actually picked up, right? Why did it pick up? Was it the sellers? Yes, it was the sellers stepping in and saying, hey, there's some bad news in the market. So a lot of you can argue that it was an overreaction, but I'm going to hop over here and tell you what we did today. And so we traded this candle here on calls. All right. So when it respected the EMA 50, if you're part of the Rock Trading Group, you know our trading strategy, our day trading strategy. Okay. So we started buying calls here. We sold it here. We bought again here and just did very little scalps throughout the day. And then this candle showed up. But this was the area here when we kept rejecting the 292, 291 area here. This was the area where I said, you know what, let's step back and let's look at the charts here. Over on the 30-minute chart, I'm going to actually start with the 4-hour chart. And I said to myself, you know what? I like this run up. I love bullish trends because I know it's a moneymaker. But at some point, the market has to respect the technicals. And you saw the 4 hours Qs, all right, was hovering above the overbought territory. And it has been since November 11th, which was last week, last Friday. All right. And then I bounced over to the 2-hour chart and said, hey, we're still overbought here on the 2-hour chart. Hey, I'm going to go to the 1-hour chart. And it said overbought over here as well. So everything is overbought. At some point, the rug pull could potentially come, and it had to be in the form of bad news. And as far as Poland goes, and where there was casualties, and God bless that country, and the families. But at some point, like I said, the market has to respect technicals. Now, if you're part of TRT, we draw out these levels every single day for you on the Qs and the SPYs, so you know what levels we're working with. So once the news came, we were cashing puts all the way down here at over 75%. We were doing the Friday puts. I always tend to buy a little few more days out. We don't mess around with zero DTEs. We do play like next day or 2 days out or 3 days out expiration. But this move was enough to you know what, blow up our ports, over 75% trade. And then I bought another set of puts here on the shooting star candlestick that tried to bounce into the 9 and 15 EMA, and beautiful knife gave me about 35%, additional. And then I played some calls on the back up. All right. So now the Qs are end of the day here with, under 288 here. So what is the target for tomorrow? If you're part of TRT, you know that we're looking for a bounce at 285 tomorrow. If 285 breaks, it's very simple. Okay. Don't overcomplicate your trades. If you are playing zero DTE, you better be doubling down on your risk management. If we break 285 tomorrow, we will likely to see 281. If we hover back over the 290 areas, look for a retest. Okay. A retest of 292 or SMA 20, I'm sorry, SMA 100 on the daily here. All right, so this is that would be the SPY. Sorry, so we will retest at 292 and potentially pull back. All right, so those are the targets for myself going into tomorrow. And same thing with SPY. Look for potential retests of 400 because the SPY actually closed under 400 today. So you can see that the strength is starting to wean out or starting to die off here. The momentum on the buying side is starting to wear off. So I do expect further pullback tomorrow. I don't think we're going to hit 278, but it's entirely possible because my target is actually 281 for tomorrow. If we break 285, so yes, SMA 20. SMA 50 day is actually at 278. If you look back towards this run up here, back in July or mid-July here, we breached the SMA 50 day and then pulled back to test the SMA 50 for a further leg up. So I do kind of expect that. However, not a lot of great things happen in the world with Ukraine and Poland and Russia. We do have December CPI coming up as well. So watch out, folks. Double down on your risk management. I think we do see a pullback in the next day or two. To respect the technicals, because at this point, if you're looking at the daily chart here suggests that a pullback is inevitable with the stochastics curling back down. All right, and these stochastics are hardly wrong. They tend to cycle up and cycle down. Okay, same with over on the if you're looking at, let's say, the 1 hour chart or even a 4 hour chart. The 4 hour chart is still in the overbought territory, and if it pulls back, watch out, folks. We're going to see some 270s once again. So with that being said, real quick, guys, if you guys are not part of our group, please visit therockTradingCode.com. Anyone who signs up, I automatically donate $100 to Christian organizations and food relief programs, and throughout the countries from Vietnam to Iran to Pakistan, to Mexico and to Honduras, third world countries, folks. So I hope you join me here on The Rock Trading Co. We do live trading every single day, and help you understand how the markets are working, how the sectors are rotating, and how you can capitalize on the volatility each and every day. So with that being said, I will see you guys tomorrow.